And if Arsenal will one day decide and say William Saliba should rest in a certain game, it will never be an easy game for Arsenal. And I had to do this because I also want to know your opinion on this. So someone told me in the Arsenal team, Bukayo Saka is one of the very important players, which means when Bukayo Saka is out, Arsenal are done. For me, I didn't agree with that because if you look into Arsenal forward line, they have really good players in the team. Even if Bukayo Saka will be out in some games for Arsenal, I do believe that Arsenal have good players in the team who are capable of scoring goals for this team. We've seen some games Bukayo Saka playing and not scoring goals. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Bukayo Saka is not a good player. We know exactly what he has done. We know the impact he has in the team. But at the same time, I think Arsenal forward line players are good enough to score goals for Arsenal when Bukayo Saka is out. Arsenal forward line is full of young, talented players. They have the likes of Martinelli, they have the likes of Odegaard, they have the likes of Jesus, they have the likes of Kai Havertz, who is doing really well right now at Arsenal. They have again this young, talented player. Do you remember the name? Ethan Nwaneri. And I think they are good enough to score goals for Arsenal when Bukayo Saka is having some rest in some games. Again, if you look into the Arsenal midfield, you cannot say Declan Rice is a very important player for this team. We know he's one of the best players for the team. He is among the top 5 players for this team. But again, Arsenal have good players if Declan Rice will be resting in some games. They have the likes of Thomas Partey, even though he has been really struggling because of the injuries. But when Thomas Partey comes on for Arsenal games, we've seen the impact he has in the team. Again, they have Jorginho. Two of the players, they are really doing well. They have been in the Premier League. In the Arsenal midfield, they have really good, experienced players. For me, the person that I'll pick, for me, one of the players that I know for sure is a very important player for Arsenal is Saliba. William Saliba is one of the very important players for Arsenal. Even if Saliba will be out one day, it will never be an easy thing for Arteta to replace William Saliba in the defense line. Saliba is one of these players. When you talk about Arsenal defense line, when you talk about the Premier League defense line, William Saliba comes to your mind. He is one of the best defenders right now in the Premier League. And if Arsenal will one day decide and say William Saliba should rest in a certain game, it will never be an easy game for Arsenal. I know Arsenal have really good defenders in the team. The likes of Gabriel, the likes of Zinchenko, the likes of Ben White, the likes of Timber, who is doing really well at Arsenal again. And I feel like, okay, Manchester United should have signed this player into the team. Again, we've seen him this season performing really well after struggling last season with a lot of injuries. For me, William Saliba is the best player in the Arsenal team. When William Saliba is out of the Arsenal defense line, then we'll be talking about a totally different team. Not Arsenal that we know when William Saliba is in. Let us know in the comment section down below which player do you think is a very important player in the Arsenal team. Like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't. We'll see you on our next one. Till then, stay safe.